Okay, I'm starting with the profiling. Actually, we stopped at the profiling concepts, right? Mm, let me check this, sir. Yes, recording started. Okay, I freshly installed this IDQ. Let me connect to repository. Connected to repository because freshly installed, so I didn't create any projects and I didn't create any folders. So just very quickly create a project and under the project create a folder. So let me project cap. Next, finish. Project is created. Next, I will create a few folders. Folder is created. Let's assume this is the one of the project, and under the project different developers. Under the generic project, under the generic project training. Yeah, these are the different users and different developers and users in the particular project. Okay. Okay, I'm doing in this training. I'm creating all the objects under training. Just go to new, just importing objects. If we want to do anything, we need objects, import objects. Just I'm importing the objects, data objects, flat file. I'm importing a flat file. Browse Informatica tutorial. Under this, I'm importing all customers. Next, delimiter type is a delimiter. Next, and I have my file contains a double quotes, so I selected that one. I want to import a column names from first line, so I selected that one. Next, and these are the lengths. We same as a power center, no other wizard, same as a power center, no other than that. Finish. Yes, object is imported, and the same like I will import another object also. Flat file orders. Next, delimiter. Next, I have my file contains a double quotes, so I am selecting a double quotes. Import a column names from first line. Next, finish. Okay, both the flat files I imported. And suppose if we want to import a data objects from a relational database, we need to create a connection. Suppose let's take a relational data object. It is asking connection. So these are the system defined connections. So I need to I'm going to create a new connection. Canceling this. Here these are the two icons to create a this is the icon to create a connection. I'm creating a new connection. Type is a database. Next. Oh, I need to unlock this card. Initially Scott is locked, so I'm going to unlock this Scott user. Yes, Scott is altered. Scott. Okay, now I can create a Scott use connection with the Scott user. Domain type is Oracle. Next, I'm creating user is a Scott and Tiger is a password, and the host name always localhost. If it is our local machine, so in case a real time, they have to provide this all this information. Even we can find out this host and all those things in the TNS file, where yes ronda, if we want to find the host name and port numbers, you can find the TNS under the TNS with this connection string also database name. While creating this SQL identify characteristics, please change it to none, because the power center, if we choose this, power center can't identify this double quoted objects, so that's why change it to none. Test connection. Yes, connection is successful. Okay, finish. Do you want to add the connection to connection? Yes, it it will show in a connection explorer. Okay, I'm importing a two objects from EMP objects from that data relational database. From this connection, select the connection. Okay, select the resource, tables, and EMP DEPT. Okay, okay, finish. This is the way of importing objects from a relational database as well as a flat file. Okay, just to say, already saved it. Now, now very first stage in the IDQ projects, profiling the data. Profiling is a nothing but a discovery the data in the source systems. We can find out what is the weakness in the source system data and all those things. Let me start this profiling creation. Go to new, select the profile object, single single profiling. Let me let me show you this also. And no, no, not it's not installed. Okay, profile. Next. Okay, give the profile name all customer. Add object. Add object all customer. I'm going to do a profile on all customers. Okay, add the object is added for the single profile. Next, these are the column definitions, profile definitions. You can modify, you can customize whatever the object, whatever the attributes you want. For this first profiling, I'm not modifying anything. This is a data domain discovery. This is a different concept. Sampling option, because suppose if we want to first n number of rows, you can give a n number here, and a random here, n number of random numbers, random samplings, and a random sample auto itself, it takes itself. So I'm doing a profiling on all records. Filter, suppose if you want to add any filter, we can filter. um, I will show you how to add a filter and all those things in the next profiling. We will do one more profiling. In that, we will do that, add a profile filter. This is a profile. Primary key profile is a different one. Functional dependency. The drill down option and run settings. Finish. If you see this in a progress bar, there's a profile all customers. Profile is running. Just if you click on a down corner in the right side, if you click on here, we will get this a progress bar. Yes, profile is successfully ran and successfully completed. Now select the profile is open, and if the object is open, it will show in this title bar. And if you see this under the properties above, the overview and the definition, this is the definition we custom selected on all those things. And the next tab is the results. Here we can see the profile results. Now if you see this, for all the columns it has a profile. If you see this, because nulls in the particular attribute, how many, what is the value and what is the frequencies of that particular value, what is the percentage of that particular value in that total number of records. Did you got my point? Because these are the customer id is always a unique value. So in the unique value also, because it contains a null values, four null values in the sense, it's a out of 2500, this is the percentage of nulls. Let me show you. Actually totally I think totally 2500 records. Yes. 4 by 2500 into 100. Yes, this is the percentage of null values percentage. Okay, did you got my point? You, in this, these are the, in the profile, these are the all the columns of that particular object, and right side, these are the values. and the and the result, above the result, you can show four different options: values, patterns, statistics, data types. I will show you one by one. First, next, come to, this is the customer id, and these are the values, and these are the occurrence percentage. Next, customer tier. If you take a customer tier, because these are the These are the summarized values in the particular customer tier attribute. Null values 171 null values out of 2500, one value 195 one values, two two 252 values are with filled with a 2, and 3 110 values are filled with a contained with a value 3, and that percentage, that is a occurrence percentage. And the bronze is a, this is the count of bronze value.
I, Sudhakar, I think it's not a count, it's a frequency. For
What?
every 293 record, I think it's not a count, Sudhakar. It's a frequency, right?
Yes, it is a frequency, not a count. It is a frequency because of bronze values. Because if you see this, let me show you the. Let me show you. Actually, I
So the
didn't.
bronze value is available for the bronze value is available for every 293 record, right?
Yes, right.
That is the
Bronze.
meaning, right?
Yes, with the bronze values. If you let me, actually, I didn't install that Excel. Okay, let me install that Excel also softwares.
That means 293 bronze customers are there.
Yes, Venkat. 293 bronze customers. If you take a customer tier attribute, bronze type of customers are 293. This is a frequency, repeated. These values repeatness. This is a. Let me show you in a real file, actual file.
Yeah, we got to the. That's not a problem. Leave it.
Okay.
But suppose this is a small file only for 2000. If you have GBs of data, can this profile will work for GBs data?
Yes, profiles for the GBs of data also it will work, but the thing is at that time business will take some random or a particular
So only we need to do profile. You do all columns profiling, so then it will hang, right?
yes, right. Obviously, bits depends on, because if we go for a huge do on a profile on a huge file, obviously system performance will down and all those things. Actually business wants, if now the profile is completed, right? Now developer created a profile, and sometimes business may not, business don't have a even knowledge to access this analyst tool. So at that time we have to export the profile results, and we have to send the information to uh, through Excel and all those things. If you take a customer tab, I will business is understanding. Just no, let me open notepad. Yeah, business define requirements like this. If you take a customer tire, is any possible to, mm, business wants to allow null values in the customer ID? No, right? One, business will give a requirements like this. Suppose let's null values, uh, null values. If comes to second, customer tire. If you take a customer tire, these are these are my valid values, because these are not valid values, but in the source system there is a null value and the invalid values. These are which I selected. These are my valid values. These are not valid values. So business will give parse only valid values, as well as convert invalid values as valid values as follow. 1 1 diamond, 2 gold, 3 silver, null, bronze. Yes, because a business will give a requirements like this, because once the profile is done, business can understand the right, because what are the valid values and what are the not valid values. Then they will give a, they will give a requirements like this. Actually, we will get a requirements like this. So based upon this, we can make a standardize this attribute customer tire. We can make a standardize the customer tire values. After we implemented a rule, because no invalid values will be parsed. Did you got my point? How the business will see the profile results, and how they will use it to make a data standardization.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the last name and first name, because the last name and first names are not a matter, because yeah, a few of the key attributes to reports and all those things, they will make a standardize, and they will try to do achieve the standardization. And the company address, these are all the not a matter. Address, city, if you take a city, is the city, these are the city and the city to state. If you take a state, actually most of the values are 2-digit coded, but few of the records are having a full name. But at that case, business wants to just state 3 state values parse only two two letters, 2 digits. Business peoples know how their data won't be. So based upon these results, before to loading the data into target systems, they will define a rules, and they will give a requirements how the data won't be they like. And zip, if you take a zip, all the most of our 5 digits. If you take this kind of things, because this is business is treating as a invalid, you don't want to pass this also. 4 will parse only 5-digit numbers. Business defining it, the zip code should be 5-digit length and only numbers. 5-digit length and only numbers. Delivery type, this is not a matter. If you take a country, different kind of values for the same single country, we have a different kind of different kind of values. So business wants to make a, this is also country also want to make a standardization. 5 country should be USA. This thing we can hard code it because for the all the values is USA, right? And create date is not a matter. And currency also, and invalid seems invalid values as well as USD is a valid value, all rest of values are invalid values. Want to make this is also standardization. 5 6 currency always USD. Okay. Order amount and status, and live non-live active. Suppose let's a business treating, these are the only non-live, live and active, those are the valid values, rest of all invalid values. 7 non-live comma live comma active are valid values. Misc date is a nothing but a date. Now did you get this point, because of how the profile is a help to business people to define a business requirements. You are clear about this, right? Because how the business people, how the business people
Yes,
understand
sir.
how the business people understand the data, and how they can define requirements. Okay. Okay. Now let's come to details part. We have seen values. In the values, we can understand what are the values, and what is the repeatance of that value. Repeatance in the sense of frequency of that value, particular value, and percentage of that value frequency. If you take a customer tire, these are the values in the total entire record. If you take a branch, this is a 290 is the frequency of that particular value, and this is the percentage. Next, I am coming to pattern. Customer tire, if you take a customer tire pattern, it will represent the what what is the data type, and what is the length of that. If you take this, null are four values, and 9 represents digit. 9 represent a digit, within bracket represent length of the digit. If you take a customer tire, the 9 means all are numeric numbers, and length is 8. If you take a customer tire, all the values are 8 length digits. If you take that frequency, 2495 records are 8 length numeric digits. This is the frequency of that customer tire. If you take a customer tire, 9 in the sense numeric, because here no length in the sense, because of only 1 2 3, only one digit numeric numbers, so that's why it didn't give any length of that. So that kind of values are 457. 1 2 3, because in the customer tag 1 2 3 are and 457 values are with the numeric numbers. And if you take a null, the null values are all in the customer tier attributes. In the null contains null values are also, and x in the sense, because x means it is a character. X represents it is a character, and in the bracket in the represents a length of that character, length of that digits, length of that word. If you take a values 4 gold is a 4, right? Ruby also 4. So if you comes to patterns, 4 length characters are 595 values, and the percentage, this is a percentage, and 6 length characters are x represents, that is a character, and 6 represents length, and x of 7 and 954 values. If you take a last name, others, others means not a numeric, not numeric, not null, and there's some other. We will see this one, others. What is other? Because if it is a null, it will, I think
Maybe name with another, sir.
no Venkat, I think this is an, I think empty string, empty code, not.
empty or special character.
Yes, might be not a special character. Don't contain, doesn't contain any special characters. I think this is this one. X of 4, x represents a character, and this bracket represents the length of that. This is the frequency, and the same as, and all those things. In the pattern, it will show like this. You are clear about this pattern part, right? Xx means two characters, because two characters in the sense two length characters. That is a two length character, right? Length of a. So that's why it is a 4. Two digits contain length 4. Let's go to values. Here only two, these are the 2 and 4, and rest of null, and the same representing here. Null are 2495, and double characters are 4. State same as like this. Everything is the same. The only thing is 9 represents a numeric number, and x represents a character, and within a bracket, that represents a length. You are clear about these patterns, right? And statistics, come to statistics. Customer id, if you take a customer id average, because this is a not a helpful, not much sense here, because it is doing some calculation average. It is summing up all the ids and doing a average. It is not sensing here. But standard deviation, this is not any not much helpful to here. And sum, because we don't want to do sum up the customer ids, right? So top five in the sense, because ascending and descending order, because highest values and top lowest values. Top 5 lowest values, top 5 highest values. If you take a customer tier, maximum length characters are maximum length is a 7. In that customer tier, maximum length is a 7, minimum length is a 1. because we have a digit numbers, right? 1 2 3, so that is a 1. Maximum is a diamond is a 7. So top 5 in the sense ascending order, descending order. Based upon the ascending and descending order, it will show top 5 values, and bottom descending order it will give a lowest 5 values. Top 5 and bottom 5. If you take a last name, minimum length is a minimum length, name of the minimum length is a 2 and name of the maximum length is 11. If you take a ascending order, descending order, these are the from top to bottom values, because this is based upon the uh, starting. These are the descending order, these are the bottom ascending order. It's a just if it is a attribute is a character attribute, just it will do a sort, and it will give a top 5 and bottom 5, and it will give a maximum length of the character and minimum length of the character in that attribute values. Go to data types. This will helps to define the uh, accurate data type for in the modeling. It will helps to define a data model for architects, data modelers, and all those things. If you take a customer tier, if you define an integer 8, all the values will fit in this data type. Decimal, if you define a decimal, even a decimal, all the values fit in. No values will be rejected due to data type compatibility. Fixed length string also, fixed length string 8 also, it will allows 100% values. String 2495, because it representing, if you define a date mmdd yy data type, it will allow 106 values. Because why this is showing a dd mmdd yy means, because if you see the data, let me show you the data tutorial. If you see this data, this is a 8 length digit character. So the system profiling system understanding and a dd yy, so it matched with that type, and dd yy and dd, so that's why it has a given that results like this. Did you got my point? If you define any of the data type which we conformance in 100%, all the values fit with that data type. We can define any with that existing information, we can define any of the data type which we get in 100%. Next, come to customer tier. If you come to customer tier, if you define a string 7, because a 7 is the maximum length, right? Yes, Varun, tell me. Yes, Varun, tell me.
Sudhakar,
Yes, Varun.
you open customer ID, right? Customer ID, right?
Yes, right, customer ID.
How can from the
Hello.
because they define one data type only, right? Customer ID.
No, no, it is it is system is doing different possibilities, different possible data types with that existing data. Suppose,
Okay, sorry, it's a file, right?
yes, right,
Okay,
it is a file.
I got it. I got it. Okay, I
Oh,
thought that it's a table.
hmm.
So before that only we will declare a data type, right? So I thought it like that. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
no, no problem, Varun. Okay, data types, these are the data types. You can pick any of the data type, and you can define which we get in 100%, that all the values will be fit. No no values will be rejected due to data type compatibility. If you take a customer tag, if you define which is a get a only 100%, if you define a string 7, all the values will parse to, will allow to insert into this data type. Suppose if you define an integer 1 457 only, those 1 2 3 values only will allow to that attribute. Other rest of diamond, bronze, gold, all the values are rejected due to incompatibility of the data type. So this is a decimal one also. So now we have to, we need to choose this 100%, which is a inferred is a 100%, that is a fit for a maximum, that is a fit for all the values. String 7 is a minimum. Suppose if you want to define a more length, you can define a more length, that is a no issue. This is a helpful to data modelers to define the data types. If you take a last name string 11, all the values will be fitted in a string 11, same as first name, last name, company, and all those things, which is having 100%. With that data type, we can we can we can define that data type. You are clear about all these four, right? Values, patterns, statistics. You are clear, right? You are clear all these four concepts in this profiling. You are clear, right? Single object profile, you are clear.
Yes, Sudhakar, one more question.
Yes, Varun.
Actually, when we import any file through Informatica,
Yes.
so if there are 3 or 4 columns are there in that file, so
Okay.
automatically it will set a data type based on the data present in the column, right?
No, no, I'm not getting, Varun. I'm not getting what is this
No,
point.
in Informatica Power
Okay.
Center,
Okay.
so when we import any file, so
Okay.
based on the data present in the column, automatically it will generate a data type, right?
Yes, right.
In Informatica.
Yes, right.
So here also it was not set in any data type. I didn't observe that one. That's why I'm asking.
No, no. Actually, it is giving a different possibilities of data types only. But by default, it is set a data type. But it comes to data types, it is giving a different types of possibilities. What are the data types? What are the different data types? Data type values in that particular attribute.
No, in the definition, when we import, right, in IDQ,
Yes, right.
imported one text file, right? So what is the data type over there? The first column customer ID.
Yes, in this data type, let me, string only, string only. But actually
Okay.
it is showing what are the different type of data types. Let me give a small example.
Still, profiling is performed on the flat file, right?
No, no, not only
Now,
platform.
in our in our example.
Yeah, yeah, in our example, we are doing a profile on this flat file. No, no, what it is doing, because let me open a new. Okay, suppose name. By default, it is a taking string.
Okay.
string 10, but ABC, BCD, 1, 2. But that profiling is showing what are the different types of data types in that attribute, because by default the IDQ took string 10. Actually here it will take a string 3, because this is the maximum length, right? This is the maximum length, this is a or these are also will fit in a string. By default it takes a string 3, but
Okay.
it is showing string 3 and integer 1. It is showing different possibilities of data types. Even you define a string also, it will give a different what are the different kind of data type values in that attribute.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Actually, this will be used by business people, right?
What were
These reports are used by business people, right? Based on this data,
Yes, right. Yeah, yeah. Based
they
up,
will respond.
based upon this profile, they will understand, because where do we want to make a data standardization to much to make a quality of data.
Okay.
If you take a customer tire values, business easily can understand, right? Because actually customers should have like this: the bronze, diamond, emerald, gold, ruby, silver. But these are the invalid values. How to convert? They know very well, because of how to what with the what values want to replace with this value. As well, they will give a requirements to us. Okay, you are clear this profiling, right? Okay. Next I will do. Beca- I will show you how these profiles will access by business people, stakeholders, and data stewards, and all those peoples, because
Okay.
they don't have a much technical knowledge, and they won't open this developer, and they can't see run the profile in here, and they can't see all this stuff in here. But how they can access? Actually I said, right, because we have a one analyst tool. This is an analyst tool. They will access through this. This is a URL based tool, and they will. I don't go in depth in this analyst tool now. We I will explain analyst tool later. For localhost, no. 8085 analyst. Yes, this is a analyst tool interface. I'm not going in depth now. I will go to in depth in the analyst tool later, because just I'm showing how the business people access that profiles and all those things. This is a analyst tool, and the business peoples and the stakeholders and the data stewards can access this. This is a URL based. Anyone can access with the browser, and open. Click on open. When they click on open, the library will open. All the data objects and all those things, a different kind of objects will appear, whatever, because these are the objects we imported in the IDQ developer, right? The business peoples can access these objects. Let me go to profile. How they will see these profiles. If you take a profile customers, once we created the profiles on objects, business peoples will access the profile results and all those things through analyst. Suppose if they have a, if they can access the, because at least they have a knowledge on this analyst tool and they can access, uh, they will directly access the analyst tool and they will see the all those things. But even if they don't have a, even this open the analyst tool and all those things, we have to send the results through excel spreadsheets only. If you take a columns and rules, there are 19 columns. These are the 19 columns. 9 rules, there are no rules. 100% null values are, these are the address 2 and address 3 are 100% null values. 100% no 100% unique values. 100% constant value. 100% constant only misleading. If you come to customer rules, now the business people can understand. If come to customer tier, yes, this is a graph representative in a graph. In the 9.6 interface is a, the interface is a different, and in the 10 interface is a different. In the version 10 they had improved lot of things, and they had added this graphical manner and all those things. If you see this null, 0.16 are null, 99.80 are unique, and percentage non-unique percentage is 0. If you take a values, a minimum value, if you take a value, minimum value this and maximum value this pattern. Suppose if you want to a detailed report, just click on that particular column. Yes, this is about particular column statistics. General null values are 171 are null values. This is the percentage. Total rows 2499 is the total rows. Null values 171 rows, and unique values. If the business people have this much knowledge to understand this much knowledge and all those things, they can access idq analyst and all those things. Most of these 80% they can access and they can see the results from analyst tool. If you take a data type, string 7 is 100%, integer is a 90%. Patterns, if you come to patterns, if you come, because this is a complete data, but you are looking for a customer type, so that's why it is a highlighted customer type. This is the graph frequency of the values. So diamond is a 602 and ruby is a 490. This is the way of accessing the uh, this is the way of accessing the profile results by data stewards and business peoples. You are got my point, right? Yeah, because you are seeing a profile results for the customer id, so that's why it is a highlighted customer id. This is the way business peoples will access this profile results, and they will know much about the data and all those things. They will define a business rules. Okay. And once this is a completed, once the profile is completed, once the profile is completed, business wants to see results. Business wants to see the results, how the data would be if the requirements is applicable. before to loading, before to start the implementing the mappings and all those things, business wants to see how the how the data want how the data will be if the data is loaded into targets after implementing the rules, after implementing the mappings based upon the business requirements. If they want see the future result in the profile, that is called a rule based profiling. I will are you understand this point? Because what I said, we will we will create a some rules to to show the future data, show the how the data if the applicable rules. Let me create a simple rules. Don't bother about creating these rules, because and also here I need to how to okay, let me create a simple rules. um, don't bother about this rules, how I am creating a rules and all those things, because once the mapping creation is started, I will tell you how I am creating this rules and all those things. I will tell you what is a rule and
So
all
the
those
first
things.
character,
And what, Varun?
the first characteristic of the profile is it will generate a report on the particular table, right?
Yes, right, in the particular data set, sample data set. And also it will show the how the if the rules are implemented, how the data would be.
Oh, okay. That is the second
Hmm.
character.
Hmm. I will show you customer tire. I'm creating one mistake. Only value values. Don't worry about this. What is the reference tables and all those things? I will explain all these things. Okay. Next requirement, state value parse only two digits. Okay, I will parse this. Don't worry about this. I will explain all those things here. Just I'm creating a some rules for just for showing the rule based profiling. Okay. Okay, I will show you. I will apply these rules, and I will show you how the rule, if apply the rules, how the profile will be. Just as of now, we have a seen how on a based on a source data. Suppose if we apply the business requirements on the source data, how the data would be. We can now business we can show the future data to business, because how the data would be if as a business requirements apply. Now go to, just I'm going to definition. Now here we can directly add a rules. Go to rules, add a rules, browse, training, customer tire. Okay, and the in customer tire. Okay, okay, and now I'm adding this one also, state and zip also. For the state input, state, zip. Okay, now I added a rules. Now let's rerun these profiles. Now let's rerun. I added a profiles. Let's rerun this profile. Yes. If you see this earlier, very initial stage, earlier we did this only on source data. Now if you see this customer tire, all the invalid values are gone, right? Other than the null. For the null, we need to write an expression to replace that null value. In the reference table, we can't do that one. So now are you clear that because how the data, suppose if the implemented business defined a defined requirement, how the data will be in, we business peoples can see that changes before to loading the data. The same rules we can use in our mapping implementation also, because if the business is a finalize this requirement, whatever the rule we had created, we can use that rule in our mapping directly. Simply no need to create any other coding again, because whatever the rule we have created, we can reuse that in our mapping. Now are you clear this? If you go to state, is any of the record, let's patterns, is the only, it's allowed only two length characters only. If you take a source, go to source state, go to values, because this is a not two length character value, New York. But after we implemented a business defined requirement, go to state, is any New York here? No, because it will parse only two length character values only. If we want to, if a business wants to make a that full length state into two length character, we can create a some reference tables and we can replace with that valid value. If you come to zip, it's something went wrong actually. If you take a zip, let me go to, no need to worry about this, these are rules and all those things. I will show, I will explain all those things later. Let's, I modified something in the rule. So okay, now rerun this profile. Yes, now go to profile, go to results. If you see this zip, now only file and character values are parsed. Others will be parsed, populate as a null. Few only digits and file length only. Okay, you are clear about this rule based profiling, and because the rule based profiling we use it to show the, if the business requirements apply on that source data, how the data would be before to loading. We can show the data and the target data in the profile. You are clear this, right? I will tell you how to create these rules, what is a rule, and how to create these rules and reference tables and all those things. But you are clear this profiling concepts, right? Because of what is what we will do in a profiling on a source data, and based upon the business requirements, how to show the uh, uh, business requirement fulfilled data. And you are clear, right? Okay. Okay, now customized. This is the way we add a rules to profile and all those things. This one is a actual source data, and this is a rule based result. Rule based result in the sense it is a clean Z data, and as well as a standardized data. Okay, next. Filter, how to add a filter, because once the profile is created, even after the profile is created, we can add a rules, and we can add a, suppose if we want to modify this, I don't want to this company address one, I don't want to address to, we can modify that profiling also. Suppose let's take, I don't want all these things, currency, order amount, status, I don't want all these things. Just save this, rerun the profile. This is, suppose if we modify anything, if we customize anything, that is called a customized data, customized profiling. Now if you see this profile results, there won't be address 1, address 2. We deselected that, right? The definition, address 1, address 2, we deselected that. No, actually this should not come as part of this. Yes, we can modify that also. Suppose if we want to add a filter, column selection, this is a column selection, filters. Suppose if we want suppose if we want to add a filter, we can add a filter. Suppose let me add a filter, advanced filter. Next, filter customer tire, filter customer tire, set as active. So here only one filter we can active at once. I'm setting this as active. Columns, customer tire equal to gold. Finish. I created a filter customer tire. Save the profile, and I'm adding another filter, filter country, description. Next, columns, country equal to USA. Finish. Okay. Now I created two filters, but at a time we can apply only one filter only. Suppose if you make it this, if you make it this is active, this will be active. Suppose if you make it this will be the active, this will be the active. We can add n number of filters, but we can apply only one filter at a time. Let me run the profile. Go to profile results. Yes, now you can see this address 1. I deselected address 1 and address 2, all those things. Those are gone. Now if you see this customer tire, only gold, because I applied a filter condition. Are you okay? Okay, this is a single object profile. Varun, time ఉందా?
ఉందిలే.
ఓకే. అంటే నెక్స్ట్ ఇది జాయిన్ ప్రొఫైల్ చూపించాలంటే కొంచెం టైం పట్టిద్ది. ఉంది అంటే కంటిన్యూ చేస్తా. హలో వరుణ్.
ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ పడుతుందా?
ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ పట్టిద్ది.
పర్లేదు.
ఓకే. This is a single object profile. Next, suppose if we want to do analysis on a multiple objects, because that's a kind of a giant profile and all those things, how to do? For this giant profiling, we need to go to profile, profile. For the joining profile, we need to choose an enterprise discovery profile. Enterprise discovery profile, I will show you that is a multiple profile is a nothing, because just we created we use a multiple profile for creating a bulk profile creation. Other than that, nothing. Okay, I will go through that also. Multiple profile is a creating used for bulk profile creation. Actually, this will require at the time of creating a scorecards. Actually, we if we want to create a scorecards, the profile must be exist. So we can create a scorecards on profile only. So at that time we will use this multiple profile. I will show you that also. I quickly show you what is that. All rows and analysis run from, I'm not executing that. Add a profiles, add how many objects you want to create a profile. Just clear select that many objects. Okay, all this profile will created for this all the objects. Next, it is asking for which integration service you want to execute, and the native only. Finish. It is asking for do you want to add any prefix? Yes, I am adding a prefix, profile underscore. Now all the profile names will be created with a profile underscore actual object. If you see this, multiple profile creation is a nothing, because this is a profile all customers profile. Suppose if we want to create a bulk profiles at a time, we can use that multiple profile option. Okay, other than that, nothing. Okay, now I'm going to enterprise join profile, nothing but a enterprise profile, enterprise discovery profile. Next, profile, customer tier as well as all customers and orders. This has a relation. These both are having a relation. Next, data objects. What are the data objects want to add? These two objects I want to add for a join. Next, and resource, we no need to add any resources. This is the column selection and all those things. In this column selection won't come. Just finish this. Profile has created. Yes, profile has been created. Here you need to keep remember once the enterprise profile has been created, we need to refresh the repository. So that's why you need to disconnect the repository. Once you created a enterprise profile, we need to refresh the repository. So once it is created, just disconnect from the repository and reconnect. Yes, if you see this profiles, this is a profile, all customer and orders. Just right click on this, open any of object in this id queue. It has a very flexible tool, and you can click on right click on at anywhere, because you that the at that all the options will pop up. And so at the same time, I'm clicking on right click on this object, I'm opening that object. Yes, opening this object. Now enterprise profile workspace is opened. Just select the what are the objects you want to do profile. Just in the outline, in the left side down pane, outline pane, because just select the objects, what are the objects you want to. Yes, click on a join profile. Just click on the control and select both the objects. Click on control, select both the objects. Okay, just right click on any of that object, any of them we can see a join profile. Click on join profile. It will ask a profile name profile, all customer orders. Yes, profile and all customers and orders. These are the two objects already I added. Next, these are the columns. These are the columns. You can select that one. Actually, I'm selecting. I'm deselecting this company address. This is from order. This is from orders. You can see here. This is from orders. I don't want this delivery address, order contact, company, JP, company state, payment type, payment terms, delivery options, delivery vendor code. This is, I am deselecting a few of the things. Company one, address one, address two, preferred delivery, create date. Okay, as I'm deselected some of the columns. Okay, next, join condition. Now we have to give a join condition. Add a join condition. Left side is orders and right side is all customers. Just create a condition. Left side, both the tables containing a customer id, just give that condition. Okay, this is a join condition. Finish. Yes, the enterprise profile unsaved changes. Yes, profile is running. Yes, profile is ran successfully. And now go to join analysis and join results. Here, join results. This is the join condition. This is the results for join result. If you see this, left side orange color is orders and the blue color is all customers. In the all customers, some portion is with, I think this is a null portion, null part. It is a very semicircle, right? Within all customers, it is a semicircle. Just a double click on this. What is the values we will get? Yes, these are the customer IDs are null values. Are you able to see this one? See this, right? Is a semicircle within the all customers. So these are the null values. If you come down, because the orange color is orders, 10,005 rows. 10,005 rows are a total number of rows, and 7,489 are ARPANs. ARPANs in the sense not matched with the all customer other table. 2,500 116 records are join in the sense matched. 7,489 75% of records are not matched. 2,500 records are only matched. All customers, suppose all customers, total number of records are 2,499 records are total number of records, and 551 records are ARPANs. ARPANs in the sense those records are not matched against other table. 4%, 4 and 0% is a null. 4 if compare with this much, it comes a 0% are null. And 1948 70% records are join means that customer IDs are matched with the orders. With this join analysis, we can understand, because the 7,489 customer IDs are ARPAN in the sense, without having a customers there in the orders, there is a orders, because it is not possible, right? Without having a customer, orders are not possible, right? If you come to join, total 2,516 records are joined. Total join is a 2,516 records are joined. Left join in the sense, these records are matched from left side, order side, and 1914 records are matched with the right side. This is the join. Suppose if you want to see the common, this is the intersection part, right? This is the common part. If you double click on this intersection part, you will get that result, which are joined. If you just double click on this intersection part, what happened? Yes, if you click on that select this one, select this one, and click on intersection part, you will get this common join result. And the left side is which are not matched. Yes. This is from all customers. This is from orders, and this is from all customers. This is the way we can see the join results. You are clear these are join results, right? Okay. This is a giant profile. As of now we covered this rule based profiling. I will tell you how to create a rules, and what is a rule, and how to create a rules. Okay. We covered a rule based profiling and the giant profiling, multiple profiling. This is about a profiling. Okay, everyone cleared about this profiling, right? Is anyone having any doubt on the profiling?
Also, it's fine.
Okay, Varun. This is actually we will do this kind of profilings in the real time, same as well as the same in the real time also. But this is about a profiling. But in the real time, we may have to create a more and more number of rules. That rules we can use it in a mapping. Simply we can drag that rule into mapping, and we can simply create uh, mappings, because whatever the rules we have created for a profile, that rules we can use for a making the data standardization and cleansing purpose and all those things.
So here rules are nothing but a transformation, right?
Rules are nothing but a specific piece of a business requirement, Varun, and that specific business requirement we will convert it as a that the technical things we will achieve with that transformations.
Okay.
If you see this is the business requirement, a customer tire. This is the business requirement. They want to parse a valid customer types as well as invalid customer types to convert it as a this value. So we had done the same, right?
Yeah.
We had created a one rule for that business requirement, and we had shown that before to loading the data. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం అంటే లోడ్ చేయక ముందే, బికాజ్ ఇఫ్ వి అప్లై దట్ యువర్ బిజినెస్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ద డేటా వుడ్ బి లైక్ దిస్ అనేది చూపిస్తాము వరుణ్. సో ఏంటంటే బేస్డ్ అపాన్ దట్ రిజల్ట్, అంటే మనం లోడ్ చేయకముందే ఇదంతా డేటా ఇలా ఉంటుంది, అంటే ఈ రూల్ అప్లై చేస్తే ఈ డేటా ఇలా ఉంటుంది అనేది ముందే బిజినెస్కి చూపిస్తే వన్స్ దే ఆర్ ఫైన్, దెన్ వీ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ ది మ్యాపింగ్ అండ్ వీ విల్ implement the mapping, and we will start the loading with that mapping and all those things. Okay, క్లియర్ కదా ఈ ప్రొఫైల్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాము, ఏంటి యూజ్ అనేది క్లియర్ కదా? ఓకే. Okay, I'm stopping. If you have a time, I will cover one more topic, that is reference tables, or else we will continue from Monday.
సుధాకర్, మనకి షార్ట్ కట్స్ ఉంటాయా దీంట్లో కూడా? ఇప్పుడు ఒక చోట మనం ఫిజికల్ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసాం కదా, అవి ఇంకొకటి అదే వేరే ఫోల్డర్ లో కూడా అవి యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చా? సేమ్ మన ఇన్ఫర్మాటికల్ ఎట్లయితే షార్ట్ కట్స్ ఉంటాయో అట్లా.
షార్ట్ కట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ చూడలేదు వెంకట, ఒక్కసారి చూద్దామా? ప్రాపర్టీస్,
అక్కడ క్లిక్ చేయలేకుంటే ట్రైనింగ్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి ఫిజికల్ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ రైట్ క్లిక్ చేస్తే ఫిజికల్ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్లిక్ చేసి రైట్ క్లిక్ చేయాలి.
షేరింగ్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్
ఫోల్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు చూడు ఒకసారి రైట్ క్లిక్ చెప్తే ఫోల్డర్ క్యాప్ మీద క్యాప్ ఫోల్డర్ ఒకటి
షేరింగ్ లేదు, షేర్ అనే ఆప్షన్ లేదు ఇంకా, షేరింగ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లేదు. క్రియేట్ ఫినిష్ అంటే ఫినిష్ అయిపోయింది, టేబుల్ క్రియేట్ అయిపోయింది.
అట్లా కాదు, ఇప్పుడు ఒక డెవలపర్ డెవలప్ చేశాడు, ఇప్పుడు దాని ట్రైనింగ్ లోకి మనం మూవ్ చేస్తాం కదా, వాళ్ళ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ అయింది అనుకో,
షేరింగ్ అయితే లేదు ఇంకా.
ఆ డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మీద క్లిక్ చేయి, డేటా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో ఉన్న కంటెంట్ ఏదైనా ఒక టేబుల్ మీద క్లిక్ చేసి దాన్ని షేర్ చేయడానికి ఉంటుందా?
కాపీ యాజ్ ఎ లింక్, కాపీ అంటే మొత్తం కాపీ అయింది. కాపీ యాజ్ లింక్ అంటేనేమో ఇక్కడ నుంచి షేరింగ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ షేరింగే కదా కాపీ యాజ్ లింక్ అంటే.
కొట్టు చూడు ఏముంటుందో.
ఇది ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే వెంకట్, మనం సోర్స్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని ఒకసారి ఇంపోర్ట్ నే మల్టిపుల్ టైం, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం పవర్ సెంటర్ లో ఒక్క నిమిషం